Good morning, loves. Your kind heart will be most important this month. That is a fortune cookie that I got yesterday as I went to lunch with my two cousins from Ohio who are visiting, who I have known and spoken to for years. Didn't know of until like 2017. I knew my grandmother's sister had kids, but we never like spoke or anything like that. So a lot of my grandmother's siblings' kids we don't know really. My mom and my aunts know them, but their kids don't really know them. And it's really important to them to be a part of our family because they were raised, I can't remember, their father was white. And their mom's straight Puerto Rican from Puerto Rico. So, but they look more white than anything. So for them, it's like, it's a big deal to be around the Puerto Rican side of their family because they're from like Cincinnati, Ohio, and they've only known like the white side. And for them, like, I totally get it. I was like, dude, like my kids talk about this all the time. Like they're not black enough for the black. They're not Hispanic enough for the Hispanics. Although they look more Hispanic than anything, they don't even speak Spanish. And people just give them shit for it. And it really sucks. So they feel the same way. Like they wish at least they could speak Spanish if they didn't look so much the part, and they don't have that either. So seeing them was amazing. I had an absolutely great time. They are hilarious. I wish I had more time to hang out with them. They're only here until Sunday, I think. I could probably make it happen. I think. So they are going to my grandmother's birthday. I'd be able to see them on Saturday. They're having like a really nice gathering for my grandmother. My aunt Martha is doing that. But I also know there's going to be a few people there that we already know did not agree with my story being put out there. And because of that, I don't want negative energy around my grandmother's birthday. I know for a fact, because I've done it for years, probably at least 17 years since my daughter was born, I can hang around areas where people are there that don't like me. I've even done it when I wasn't talking to like people that my husband's friends, like their wives or girlfriends or whatever. If I wasn't on good terms with them, I could be in a room or an area where they're at. Like it doesn't bother me because I know the type of person I am, and I know that I'm pure at heart, and I know that my intentions are always good. And if I've done something wrong, I will 100% apologize. If I don't feel that I'm wrong and I feel that you're wrong, or if anything, we owe each other an apology, I'm not going to go out of my way to give you dirty looks or make it very visible that I don't like you. For one, I'm sure the world knows that we don't like each other. And it's usually because the other person wants to tell the world, like, ugh, she's here. I'm not even that person. Like, I don't do that. Like, oh God, why? I don't understand when people put that energy out. But you know what? Whatever floats your boat. I feel that putting that negative energy out will affect the day more for you. And I just don't, I'm not going to do that. So because there'll be at least 4, I'm about 3 or 4 will be there. And oh no, about 4. Yeah, about 4. And like I said, I don't want to deal with, some of them are not mature. And I could see literally them getting together just to purposely do that, like high school, junior high bullshit. Not all of them. They are mature enough to not do that. Not mature enough to not make a big deal out of my story and do all types of bullshit. Lies and not lies and whatever. But like, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. A part of it got taken down, not all of it, and not at all different platforms. And what needed to be removed was removed. So The Lord has different plans for me, and that's okay. And who I needed to touch and who I needed to affect was affected at the time I needed to affect them, and how I needed to get to them. Like, I literally had someone tell me yesterday they were in the process of overdosing on pills. And they were just looking through their phone. I believe it was their phone, they said. And they came across my story. And listening to it hit them more than any story that was similar to theirs or mine has ever hit them before. So if I saved one life, and that's all I did, which I know I helped other people tell their story and tell their truth, but if one person, and she's an amazing person too, and what this person went through, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's one of those where the only thing you can continue to tell them is just do the work. It's worth it. Do the work. It's just hard. Oh my gosh. I can't. I know that God has another plan. So I just have to accept that and go with it. However, there's a part of me that's just like, 3 million views in 2 days. How many people could I have reached at that point that I could have made an impact on? But I don't think that when God made his choice and the universe said, we're going to take this away from you, whether it's from a person with good intentions or bad intentions, or if it's even from a person who doesn't care, it doesn't necessarily mean that their intentions were bad. They just didn't care. They did not think of me. And I think the problem why I was bothered so much is if I saw that something was that important to someone, I would do everything that I could to not affect them in a negative way. And that was something I needed to see from those individuals, even though there was a part of me that knew, probably not from 2 of them, but the other 3 for sure I knew. Oh damn, so there's 5. Let me keep on adding to that list. I expected the negative, but from 2, I did not. Like, I know that they have their moments. Like, it's one of those don't fuck with me type deal. Definitely from New York, East Coast, fine. Actually, I think all of them are. But I still have this thought where we have a relationship that you would think about me, because you know that I would think about you first too, because that's how I am. And I thought you were kind of that way too, but I was wrong, and people can be selfish, and it is what it is. Sucks. Look at that. I'm in my car and it's getting brighter out, so my face doesn't look so dark. But unfortunately, people are in a certain place in their lives right now. I think that if you're not in the best mindset and you're not fully working on yourself mentally, there's so many stages that you go through. And maybe right now for them, this is that stage where they're not going to see anything wrong in what they did. And I apologize for my end on something I had no control over. But at the same time, I did have control because I gave them pictures. I assumed that they would blur out anyone's face who just looked like they weren't an older person. And they didn't. Did I have the rights to the pictures? Yes. Were they my pictures? Yes. Did I take them? Yes. Did I have the negatives to prove that I took them? Yes. But when someone sends a message with an extreme message, more than one person, it is going to affect me, and it is what it is. I think that it should have been dealt with differently, but there was a goal for them, and they didn't care who got hurt or who they affected or if they could save lives or how many people it was helping. Like, that didn't cross their mind. And for me, it is what it is, but I know I'm a different person, and I feel that the universe and God was like, these people aren't they're not the worst people in the world. They're just people you don't need in your life right now, and the journey that you're going to be in and what you're going to do for yourself. And because of that, you don't need that negative energy around you. And it's okay for them to be them. It's okay for them to do what they did or feel how they feel. It's okay. That is not your problem. It is theirs. And everyone has their journey. Everyone has their path. Everyone has their calling. And I think the only way that you can start to pay attention to what your calling is, what your journey is, what the universe and God has set for you, is to quiet the voices in your head. And for some people, it's like, yo, you got voices in your head? Maybe you need to be checked. If you know, you know. And it's your own voice. It's what has happened to you because of your trauma and how you doubt yourself. And I know there's a long journey ahead of me. Long. But I also know that I am going in the right direction. I continue to see signs. And although yesterday was actually a pretty good day. And I was trying to do the whole, it is what it is. Things are going to work out. You're fine. It is what it is. Things are going to work out. You're fine. In that mindset. And then I did not get my disability check. And it's because they sent out the medical form on October 12th, which, let me just say, if the check that I'm going to get is 2 weeks after that, why don't you send it out a month before? Like, why is it sent out 2 weeks before my check? It takes doctors who are psychiatrists, psychologists, whatever, weeks to get papers because they're that busy. And you want someone in this world where almost everyone and their damn mother and great grandmother is having mental issues to just stop what they're doing to fill something out. Motherfucker, if I didn't tell you they're not crazy anymore, just like, did I tell you to stop? How about I set my own calendar and own reminder for everybody and make it a point to sit down one day every other week and make sure I fill all these out for people. And I will tell you, they're doing better. We're good. They don't need anything else. They're going to start looking for jobs, or they're going to start putting themselves out there more. But if I don't tell you to stop, why do you need to send me a reminder? Like, that's annoying. I would be annoyed as a doctor. Like, what? I told you 3 months ago, and 3 months before that, and 3 months before that. And what gets me sometimes is the state is like, oh, they need a year. It takes someone who has mental issues 6 months to figure out the best way to handle their mental issues. Okay, so once they figure that out, which is kind of where I'm at now, kind of figuring out a certain way to go, you think it's gonna work overnight? I've seen where it takes people 3 to 5 years. And then you want to stress them out and add to that mental health with fucking with their money. How does that work? How does that work? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I have worked my entire life since I was 14 years old. Y'all motherfuckers can't give me like 1 to 2 years. Yeah, you just can't. And then what you're paying me is like, they say it's like 70% of what you made, but considering the fact that I didn't really work in 2019 or the end of, because Kevin, his GBS and his recovery, till 2022. When they do it quarterly, they cut it off. So they only counted 2 months of what I made and averaged it by 3 months. So it's not as much as I would like and what I'm used to when I do work. But at the same time, it is better than nothing and something a little less to stress about when you're trying to work on your brain. So yeah, loves, I'm all over the place. But with that said, I feel that I am now doing a little bit better. Even on bad days that would normally really stress me out, I talk to myself, oh, and today's therapy. So y'all know I'm happy. Get to see my therapist. You guys, last week, I didn't even tell you guys, we cried together. And it was just talking about my trauma, but it resonates with her because she has a similar story to mine. Hers is actually like, whoa, her shit didn't even end after becoming an adult. Like I don't feel like mine did either, but as an adult, when I was able to control more or less what I was going through and how I knew that I was allowed to set boundaries, but I didn't know how to set boundaries, if that makes sense. If you know, you know. Envied people who I'd see, damn, like they just told their parents, no, you could do that. They just told their cousins, if you're not going to treat me this way, I'm done. You could do that. Same with siblings. You could do that. Telling friends to kick rocks that had been treating them like crap for a while, and they just set that boundary. And I'm like, wow, that's what that looks like. You look happier. So when you become an adult, you start to tell yourself, okay, I'm able to do that. I shouldn't feel guilty about doing that, but I don't know how to do that. And that's where it's just like, damn it. Now I got to go through the whole process of figuring out how. So like I say, everyone's journey is different. And some, you know, I feel like those individuals, they're not there yet. They might never be there. I do still 100% have no ill feelings towards them. I'm over it. I'd like to say 100%, but maybe not if I'm. So like I was saying, I'm sorry, I always cough. So I want to say almost fully over it, but clearly I'm not if I'm still talking about it. But then at the same time, am I over it and I'm only talking about it to prove a point and just explain something? Or is there still a part of me that's bitter? So when I really dig deep to think about it, there's still a part. I don't necessarily feel like I'm bitter anymore. I just feel like my feelings are hurt because they were cousins that I did associate myself with and I spoke to more. And one is a cousin, the other one isn't. The other one is a cousin sister. But I did for a while feel like, wow, we get each other. We think the same. And then this was one of those where it was like, nah, bitch, no, we don't. We think the same. Maybe we think a little bit alike, but not that much. And I think that's what hurt my feelings. It was one of those like, wow, I put you in a different place and you really weren't that far down from the other places that I had other people in. And I think that's what hurt my feelings. It's almost like slightly mourning the loss of a relationship you thought you had with a relative and a close person to your family. And it's just like, no, baby girl, let me remind you that people outside of the circle that you would think should have your back have your back more than the ones that you had in this circle. And this circle has gotten smaller. Man, it's gotten smaller. But it's also gotten bigger. It's just because this circle I had more with relatives and people that I thought by default would always just automatically have your back. And I'm starting to realize that once I kick these people out, I'm able to make more room for genuine people, loyal people who have good intentions for me and really care about. So I'd like to say, long story short, you know what? Send me a DM. There was this post that I posted months ago about how you can make money off of creating logos on shirts. And like there's a place and a site where you can go and you can create it. And then they create the shirt for you and see how many people buy it and you get a certain percentage. Like they end up having the rights to it, but you get a larger percentage and they of course get a percentage because they created the work and did the stuff. There are so many things that I say and I say often that I would like to put on a shirt and sell. Like, long story short, and I know I'm not the only person that's friends with other people that are just like, you know, that person, dude, like, y'all, I love her. Bitch can talk. Like, she can talk. There's people on here that I know that I listen to and that I follow where I'm like, this would be so perfect for them. Like, I've never even met them in person and I would 100% buy it for them and send it to them. Okay. So I'm like, I want to put that on a t-shirt. I want to put that on a t-shirt. I want to be like, hello, loves. I think there was a whole bunch of other ones that, oh, look, y'all, I broke a nail. You know what that means? That means when I leave here, I have to start taking these nails off to do my nails today. Do I do Halloween nails or do I do fall nails? I think I do fall nails. Do I do them long or do I keep them short? Okay, let me tell you guys how my morning went. All of this is before I tell you how my morning went. Okay, so that video was a little messed up. There was a little glitching in it. But anyways, so broke a nail last night. It took everything of me to just accept that I needed to go to sleep and not do an entire new set of nails. So right now I am going to fix my nails, and I have to be done by 9:30 because that's when I go to the pantry. This morning I woke up with my son crying because his stomach hurt. There goes that stupid thumbs up shit again. Can I not do a thumbs up, like start listing? I'm just going to do it with one finger because it's really annoying that it does that. My son woke up crying because his stomach was hurting. My daughter, who was sick the other day, and I had to take to the doctors, and now we're going to have a whole bunch of tests run again. Her stomach is really hurting, but she has pictures today for choir. My other daughter gave me attitude in the car because I said, hey, do I need to give you guys like $5 or $10 because I want you to do buddy pictures? And her response was, no, I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that right now, Mom. Just we'll take a selfie. And I'm like, it's not the same. I want to be able to have these pictures hung up in a frame in the house when we move and we have a little more space. We'll just take a selfie. That's not what I want. I asked you guys, like, before you do anything that I have to pay for, basketball, football. Oh my God, there it goes again. Dude, I just can't list shit with my thumb. Basketball, choir, football, wrestle, like anything that you're going to do that I pay for to have, all I ask is to let me have a picture. Okay? A good picture. And you're bitching. Like, this is the only year that my daughters are going to be in school together, and they're in something together on top of that. They didn't do sports, but this is show choir. I can't get one picture? And surprisingly today, Avery was like, oh, it doesn't matter, Mom, whatever. I'm not annoyed by it. And I'm like, is this what happens? Does the older ones start to have, like, it starts to hit them a little more? They start being like a little more aware that they've been little assholes for a long time, and they're like, I'm starting to mature. I'm not gonna, that's too much energy to be angry and mean, especially to the person that I constantly need to help me when I need things. Why shouldn't be an asshole to them? Meanwhile, the middle one is starting to be like the one she used to talk so much shit about. How does that work? I feel like I'm shedding. How does that work? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense to me, you guys. It does not make sense to me. I'm not ready for my son to be an asshole. That's for sure. At least I got a few years. He's 5 years younger than Ariana and 7 years younger than Avery. So can I get 5 years? Can I get 5 years? That's about exactly how much time I need to be sane. So that happened today. And then, mind you, my therapist told me that it is okay to set boundaries with my children, to not feel guilty if I stop doing certain things for them. Of course, I'm going to feed them. Of course, I'm going to take them to their appointments, but like all the extra shit that they need and want, you don't have to do it, because they need to learn that they should respect you and treat you. They don't have to kiss your ass, but they should respect you and treat you a certain way if they expect you to do the same to them. Why should you continue to do that for them if they're treating you like crap? And I'm like, okay. So when she was an asshole to me, I said, you know what? I'm really tired of being treated like shit. So you can figure out your Halloween costume this year. So when I said, I'm not buying or taking you to get your costume, you could figure that out on your own. She wants a $55 costume, which with tax and everything is going to be $60, a $60 costume. Normally, I would go out of my way. I would take money from a pedicure that is a side hustle of mine to do something, anything, to make sure my kids have experiences in Halloween. You know what? You're 15. I have done everything I needed to do till you reached a certain age. And now it's one of those, if I get you a costume, you're welcome. If I don't, you're 15. You're 15. You could be creative and figure something out for yourself. Now, I don't mind doing it for a child who is respectful, who is kind, who does their chores, who doesn't give me shit. Teenagers are going to be teenagers, and I understand that. But to be an asshole often, yeah, I'm good. I stress myself out because I get my feelings hurt, that I'm like, wow, I do so much. And then that's where you learn shit that I learned in Al-Anon, where it was like, you're doing that to yourself. You do so much. My husband tells me all the time, you go above and beyond for kids who do not do the same for you or even care to do half of it for you. They think that when I say, can you get me some water, and I'm laying in bed, that cancels out everything they've done. And that is the same as what I do for them. So I was going to feel bad. A part of me still kind of feels bad, but you know what? She left the car and slammed the shit out of my door. I was like, oh, so you're just, okay. Now, mind you, I could call it and say that sometime today I might get I'm sorry, but what does sorry mean if you continue to do it? And I get that she's young and she has to learn. There's a process. So that's where we're at. I'm not going to feel bad. I might get an apology. I might not. When it comes to that child, I will say 9 times out of 10, I will get one. And I understand that she is on this is her learning how to be a teenager, a young adult, balance her life and not be a dick to me. It doesn't happen overnight, and I'm aware. It's just, I need to set boundaries and put my foot down earlier than I did with my first, because it's taken 4 years or 3.5, 4 years for her to start to notice things now, where she's way better than she was a while ago, but she's still a fucking asshole sometimes, but less than she used to be. So I know there's work in progress, and it's taken a long time. So I know the same's going to happen to my other child, but I feel like I didn't help the situation with my oldest because I kept on allowing her to pass. Like, I know she had it more rough. I know, cut slack. You're doing more harm than good when you cut slack for your children because of the trauma that they've gone through. And I feel that the only way that I can help her is by doing this now, even if it's hard for her to understand. Mind you, this is why I do therapy with her too, which I'm probably going to do next week, so we could sit down and talk about it. I just have to write down bullet points and journal and bring those things up, because she doesn't listen to me. But when I've told her therapist, the last time I did a session with them, her therapist told her, like, why do you do that? Like, that's not okay. That's not how you should look at things. There should be a different perspective. And there's the way you look at things and the way you view things. And then there's also how you react and respond to them. And boy, another thing really quick. So can I go on YouTube and do what I do on here? Might as well just start gaining followers that way, right? Because these always last about 15 minutes. So I could just do them on there, because I see my daughters, mainly my oldest, just watch someone's random day and things that they talk about. And I'm like, this is interesting to you? But clearly, if I have 200 people almost a day watching my stories, I don't know how many actually fully watch the ones that I'm talking about, unless it's their brandy telenovela and they're doing shit around the house and just have like their AirPods in, or they just have their phone on and they start doing shit, because that's what people have told me they do. But so I have to figure out a balance. I'm learning it is really hard to work on your mental health and help your children work on their mental health because of the fucking shit you did to them without realizing it, when your goal was to try everything you possibly could to not fuck them up, and somehow you still fucked them up, and now you're trying to fix your fuck up because you were fucked up. Make it make sense. Don't have kids until you've at least healed most of your trauma. Sometimes it's impossible to heal all of it, but most. And I thought I was in a better place when I had kids. Like, all of our kids were planned. We planned every single one of them. And somehow the universe was like, I got something for you, bitch. So, we're going to try to figure this out, because you can't redo it. You can't be like, you know what? Can I start at 30 instead of 25? I got these plans of what I could have done until I was 30. Please, just as long as I get the same kids, can we just redo it real quick? Just redo it. But anyway, got on one topic, went to a whole nother one because I was talking about my kids, and I was trying to just list everything that didn't go right for me this morning. So I broke a nail. Let's try this again. Broke a nail. Son woke up crying because his stomach still hurts. Daughter's oldest, her stomach was hurting, but she also came into the room with so much drama. I didn't even know what to do, and so much negative energy. I was like, and in a nice way, why did you come in here, Mama? I don't know. Oh, okay. Like, I'm not going to say get out. Okay. If I'm her safe place, that's okay. I just don't, I still don't know why. She doesn't know why. It just happened. I was like, can I just take a shit? I told you guys I don't close the door. Okay. And then my middle child gave me a shitty attitude in the car. Then disability did not give me my money. And it's because they have a medical form that they sent out on October 12th. They didn't receive it till yesterday. So in order for them to process it and do that whole thing, it's going to take a few days, which means you're not going to give me money for a few days. Now, today, I could physically go to the Chino office and do whatever it is that I need to do so they can process it. Because I think I had to do that the last time. Actually, no, I had to call the last time, which probably going in person is faster. I called and then they're just like, oh, well, we received it, so we just have to put it in and process it. Okay, but why does it say that you received it and you haven't processed it? Oh, because that's just one department scans it and puts it through, and the other one has to input it. Someone hasn't input it yet. Oh, so you think it's okay to not pay someone who is on disability, who is making, they're always going to make less than what they would have made when they worked, because the whole point of disability is to make 70 to 80% of what you used to make. So you know I'm making less. And you're just going to take your time? Okay. So now my next dilemma is and I know myself, if I go today and they process it and it's there tomorrow, that gives me the weekend to spend all of my money. Why, Brandy, why can't you be responsible? Well, see, universe, people who might ask, I'm still learning how to be responsible. Yes, I said it. I am 43 and I'm still learning how to be responsible with money. Why? Because nobody taught me how to be responsible with money. I still haven't even really taught my children how to be responsible with money. And that's fucking horrible, okay? Because I don't want my kids to end up the way I am. And I say that because it's not like I'm like, I'm going to go get my nails done. That's not what I do with my money. When I have a little bit of money, I'm like, I don't want to cook today. I really just want to relax. So for me, I justify, if I'm going to be able to relax for a little bit and not have to attend to anybody and meal prep for dinner way before they get home, taking time away from me just being able to relax just a little bit and journal and take some time to myself, I'd rather spend that money. But when you spend money eating anywhere for a family of 5, I don't care if you're doing the damn $2 menu. Somehow you walk out that bitch spending $50. $50 once a week or twice a week is $100. You know what I could do with that? Save that, okay? It can go towards Christmas gifts. It can go towards something for myself later. It can go towards, I don't know, maybe savings. So when they don't pay you your money and something goes wrong, you have a little money on the side. But for some reason, my brain is like, this is now, and I just need to relax now. So I'll spend it, and then I'll regret it. So honestly, I wanted to give myself time to start looking for a job. And I did put it in the universe that, and my friend Giselle told me to do that. Something that is meant for you will come. Just manifest it and put it out there. So the jobs that I've been applying for are jobs that I think I would like, and they're going to come when they need to come. I've received emails for a few and end up realizing that it looked good on paper or on the screen, the computer screen, and then it's like not what I thought it was going to be or how they described it. Like, I'm not going to be an insurance claim person. I'm not going to go get my license for something. It's always good to have certificates or license for certain things, but that's not the industry that I want to be in. So why am I going to do that just for a quick paycheck? Another thing my friend told me, try to find something this time around that you like and that you enjoy, so you enjoy your job. So that's my goal. I'm a people person. That's just who I am. I'd love customer service, but they pay shit. And then you're on a queue. And then you get in trouble if you talk too long to people, because I used to get in trouble. Why are you talking so long? Because I have an 80-year-old lady who's lonely and has nothing else to do and nobody else to talk to. And she's just happy to hear my voice and that I speak Spanish. And she's talking to me about things that have gone wrong in her life as I'm helping her save money on her bill. What is wrong with making someone happy? You want to know? For me, it's like, they're going to remember that call, whether it's for a week, whether it's for a day, whether it's for a few hours. I laughed with them. We smiled. We joked. I saved you money and we got off the call. That doesn't take 3 minutes. So my goal and what I'm looking for, I might even see if maybe apply for like account manager. When you work from home, I don't want to have one of those jobs where I feel like I'm a telemarketer. I want to, like, when you're account manager, you look at the account, you see the contacts, you write everything down, get it all ready, and then you call with a plan. And you're not having, for like certain people, like when you're doing that, it's like, as long as you do your job, I'm not going to micromanage you. Like, I don't need to. You're doing your job. That's the job that I want. I am a great team player. I love working with people. I love being the manager or the person who is a leader. I've always been told that I'm a natural leader. But I want to enjoy what I do. And that's what I'm going to look for. And I'm just going to do it as long as I possibly can until whatever finds me. Whatever is meant for me will be meant for me. I had a job interview 2 weeks ago, and I was told that I would be called in like 2 to 3 weeks. I guess whether it was to know yes or no, which is fine. The interview seemed like it went very well, but I've never done that kind of sales. It's like kind of like inside sales, but I've never really done that before. I've done inside sales, but not to where I have 150 stores that I work on, which I can handle. It's just, I don't like quotas, and they have one, but they don't have one. And I don't, but if it's meant to be, I put it in the universe. Like, if I'm supposed to have a job like that, then I'm supposed to have a job like that. Do I think it's going to work out for me? I don't know. It's a good company. So that process takes 3 weeks. Then the background and everything else takes 2 to 3 months. And that's if I get a call. The fact that I really don't have experience in that could definitely affect me. And like I said, this is what we're going to do. What is meant for me will be meant for me. And I'm going to use that feeling that I get when I'm like looking at jobs. And I'm going to use the mentality of, what does this feel like when you're reading the description? And I'm going to go based on that. And I'm going to continue to tell myself and manifest things are going to be okay. Am I stressed out that I have no money? Yes. I'm wondering, if I go today, will the money be there tomorrow? And if it's there tomorrow, am I going to spend it? Or I should wait till Monday to either call at the butt crack of dawn in the morning. I have an appointment on Monday. I still have to hear from the lady on Saturday, I think she said, when the video would be released. Or I might even hear from them tomorrow for the one that I did last weekend. So later on Monday or even Tuesday, I can go. And what I'm doing is I'm allowing myself time because during the week, I really don't spend that much money. It's on the weekends when I'm like, dude, I can enjoy a full Saturday without feeling like I'm being someone's slave. Dude, buy breakfast, buy lunch, buy dinner. And then I'm like, holy shit, I spent $150 this weekend on food, where that could have gone on almost a week's worth of groceries to cook for everybody. And then I get mad at myself, like, why can't you just get up and do this? Because I'm not mentally stable, I'm tired, and why? And I just get... So, my struggle. When I tell you that there are a lot of things that I have to work on, it's like overwhelming. I have to teach myself how to be more responsible with money. I have to teach myself how to make rational decisions that will affect me in the long run and not be so empathetic towards everybody. Which I can think long term for anything if I'm doing something that might affect another person. Why can't I do it for myself what would affect me in the long run? Like, I care more about other people than I do about myself. Something else I have to work on. I need to learn how to put myself first. My son, technically, if I would have gotten paid the time that I was supposed to get paid, my next check would be on my son's birthday. But if I wait till Monday, that changes my entire cycle of when I get paid again for whatever reason. Do you think that they're going to pay me for these few days? No. It almost starts over every single time they get the thing. That's how it lasted the last time. I went 3 days later and I didn't get paid for like those 3 days. It's just 2 weeks start from today when we put it in. So what happened? Well, what about those? Like, it's... So... which is another reason why I need to find a job. Like, I don't like relying on that. And I will say, one of the things that I do know that helps me with my mental health is working. I love working. I love being able to provide for my family. I love being able to get out into the world and do things. I love to feel like I'm being productive. And as toxic and dysfunctional as I feel this sounds, I work better in chaos. So putting more on my plate, I work better. I just have to figure out a balance, and that's okay. So yeah, now I won't be getting that money around that time, no matter what I do today or Monday. Those are the things I need to work on amongst a million others. So it's already been 35 minutes that I've been in the car. I need to go soak my nails. If anything, I just get them taken off and then I could do them later on tonight. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna let myself be broke. I have enough money to get, mine is like 70 cents, so I guess I won't do oat milk, to get myself another drink tomorrow. I was gonna go to the gym today. Okay, listen, I'm that person that I can't go if I have a broken nail. I can't. When I see people work out with like broken nails, or Avery today went to school with one missing nail, and I'm like, you're gonna do that in pictures? She goes, my hands are behind my back. And I'm like, you're walking around in school with one broken, how do you do that? I can't do that. I will take them all off. If I have chipped toenail polish, I take it all off. Or give myself another pedicure, do it myself, or go somewhere and pay $15 to have them just paint it, because I can't, like, those are the things which is why I've been diagnosed with OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. I do have it. There's certain things that I just can't, I don't know. I want to not care. Probably something else I have to work on amongst a million others, but I can't. So I can't just be at the gym this way. And I missed the gym yesterday and I missed it on Monday, and I'm feeling sore today from what I did on Tuesday. So my goal, if I take Alec to practice today, because I took him yesterday and the day before, I'll do a walk for like 20 minutes and set a timer if I can. Take him a little early and do it before his practice even really starts. I don't know. Or I could work out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that means it's still 4 days. I don't know.